So starting the test drive in this Prius here, even in eco mode, the pickup is relatively decent. And honestly, the engine's not as loud as I would have expected. But overall, the feel behind the wheel is, the steering is loose, obviously. I shouldn't say obviously, but it's a Prius. It's not meant to be sporty. But knowing that you're getting 50 miles per gallon, a lot of this stuff is just, you could care less. And for typical commuting, especially in the city, this will be more than enough for most people. I prefer a stiffer steering wheel, but again, for the fuel economy that I should be getting with this, I'll be okay. But the overall just capability of this car, just right off the bat, is very impressive. Something that gets fuel economy this good, where you could travel in the EV mode for, I want to say, around 10 miles an hour with no issue. And the brake pedal actually feels pretty good. I can feel it kind of go from the standard regen to actually using the friction in the brakes. There's a little bit of a gap there, but driving a hybrid, it wasn't unexpected. Now overall, the setup here is interesting. I like having the gauges up here, being able to see everything there without having a full-fledged dash right in front of me. And as I said in the walk around portion, it's just impressive that everything here seems to be in great working condition. Almost feels brand new. And then another cool thing is I'm also seeing my fuel economy there, and just traveling at 40, it says I'm getting close to 100 miles per gallon, just how I'm driving right now. So it's helpful to have a close to full battery here. I'm traveling at a measly 39, 40 miles an hour. But this is where these cars really shine, because you get something that's so fuel efficient, just absolutely incredible in terms of fuel efficiency. And it's just easy to drive. And in terms of just getting these worked on, a lot of people are able to rebuild these batteries on the side. You can find a local guy to just rebuild the cells in it, and then you can keep driving this thing. And relatively inexpensive to work on, I think, unless of course your battery or the hybrid motor, something like that, goes out. But again, where these are so dated, not in a bad way, but where these have been around for so long, a lot of people can work on these as opposed to trying to replace the cells on a Mustang Mach-E or a Tesla or something like that. And you're still able to do that with those cars. There are just very few people out there that can do it. But with these Priuses, these Camry hybrids and things of those nature, you can usually find somebody to work on these. You just have to look a little bit. But I mean, the fuel economy is just showing. The thing hasn't gone over 50 or under 50 the entire time I've been driving. Just very impressive. Now the ride quality here, it's good, I think, for the segment. Obviously it's not smooth, but again, for this to be as old as it is, to have the miles that it has, I'm just gonna assume that it was maintained perfectly, because it's just, I'm not finding any flaws in this car whatsoever. But the ride, the car's lower to the ground, it's older, so it's not silent in here, but I am very impressed with how this car is driving right now. And yeah, the road noise is very, very nice as well. It's just a solid thud to it, not overly loud in my opinion. But I'm gonna put it into power mode and see what this thing does getting on the interstate. Actually comes out of corners relatively quick. I'm gonna assume you get a little bit of help from the electric motor there. I'm excited to do this just because this has miles on it. It's been broken in, so I really just want to put my foot down and see what it does. Here we go. So that was actually very impressive. Again, this is a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And the CVT really kept it from screaming at me. But that was just a nice pull there. Again, for something that gets 50 miles per gallon. Certainly won't win you any races, but actually, it might against maybe like a Yaris or something like that, but I was impressed by that. Now, I want to give one more thanks to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Prius today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you that best price on whatever used vehicle you may be interested in. But coming down the highway here, wind noise, it's a tad up there, but it's very windy outside, so I don't even want to hold that against this car. What's impressing me is the smoothness of the ride coming down the interstate. For something that gets 50 miles per gallon, you're probably going to be doing, well, you might be doing a lot of long distance driving, and this is doing really well, for me at least, in terms of what you get here. So the visibility is fantastic. Just how they did the back glass on the hatch there. The A-pillars just having that extra window there. The side mirrors are pretty nicely put, where it's just easy to see out of this thing in general. And it's easy to control this coming down the interstate. It's not being blown all over the road, even though it is windy out. And again, just barely below, maybe right at, there it is, that 50 mile per gallon mark. It's doing this with no effort. But all in all, I think a great car for the money, especially on the used market. You can find one with this kind of mileage on it. Great shape. Again, this one is at John Roberts Toyota. I low-key want to buy this myself. Just very practical, very easy to drive, and just a nice overall car, this one in particular. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2011 Toyota Prius.